Hola, everyone. We are going to talk about episode 9 of the challenge. By the way, it's been a long week. As you know, last review I did in the car on the way to Fort Walton slash Destin, Florida. So I had a nice beach vacation, and I came home to storms that were like related to Irma. So I had no power on, what was it, Monday? Monday, I had like no power all day long. Kelsey came over, she hung out with me. We made BLT sandwiches, had candles lit up everywhere. And then Monday night, Tuesday morning at like 3 a.m., the power did come back on. But I wake up, first off, let me tell you what I said on Snapchat. So I'm looking for D batteries. I needed 4 to go in my fish tank bubblers that are battery operated for when the power goes out. Because it sounds crazy, but fish need oxygen to breathe, so they have to have bubbles in their tank. So I go to Walmart. They're only letting a couple people in at a time, like a club line. Only a couple can come in when a couple go out. So I end up going to Target instead. Everything else in the pavilion near my house is closed. So I go to Target. All the batteries were gone, and I was talking to a guy over there. He said he went to Walmart. They were sold out, so good thing I didn't wait in line to go to Walmart. He said all the flashlights were sold out, and I was like, well, get the little candles. They take AA batteries, and I'm like looking for D batteries everywhere, like in the electronic section. So as I go to leave the store, I'm looking where the chocolate and candy and lint rollers and stuff are to like in the checkout lines, and I was like, please God, just let there be 4D batteries, because I need 2 batteries per bubbler for 2 tanks, so I need 4 total. And I was like, please let there be 4 batteries, just 4. All I need is 4 batteries. And I'm like looking behind all the batteries, and lo and behold, I found some really dusty 2 2 packs of not double D. I think like double D, like titties or something. 2 2 packs of D batteries. I was so happy, and then it's so crazy because I like looked to see if there was more, and as I was looking, this guy like walks out the store, the one that was looking for some at Walmart too. And then just for fun, I like looked through the other like 3, 4 aisles before I checked out just to see if there were any more. And no, there was only 4 left, and I got them. So I'm all excited, and I'm like, see, it's the power of prayer. Like, it's so amazing. And I'm driving home. I'm so excited about my batteries. And I come home to this big tree on my fence. So a tree had fell. Luckily, it didn't hit the neighbor's house. It was very close to hitting their house and their little awning in the back. Tree smashed my fence, so my dad and I were repairing my fence all day yesterday. So don't think I'm wearing this because I went to the gym today, because I did not make it to the gym. My upper body is so sore. I woke up, my elbow was hurting so bad because I was like cutting trees, throwing them over the fence. Actually, I didn't cut, my dad cut, so I lied. I was throwing them and dragging them over the fence, and then I was helping him like hammer up and board up the fence and try to get it. It's like all rigged up. I have like ropes all over my yard from the fence to like trees holding it up. So my elbow is hurting today. It's probably from all that hammering. And we had to use like old nails because we had no box of nails here. So I was pulling them out of old boards. He had some like rusty ones in his truck. Like it was real bad. All right. So I had been running around all day today, and I was like, I'm going to take a break now. I'm going to watch the challenge so I can do my review soon. And I thought I was going to have like, but this episode was so damn stressful. And like, I literally wrote like 2 pages of notes before I think it was like 15 minutes into the show because so much had happened. So we will get started. Camila and Tony, once again, they show from the beginning of the end of last episode, the beginning today. Camila and Tony are kissing. Camila says, I don't know what just happened. Tony is drunk, and he says, he's like walking in the room with a bunch of females. He says, someone's naked. Jenna better get away from me. Brittany, y'all are too much temptation. I have a family. Wait, Tori, I have to go. And then he closes the door. So he's like all distracted by all these damn women. I don't know if he's trying to play off the Camila thing or if he's just, his brain's all over the place because there's women everywhere. Tony is then telling Bananas and Dario, Camila grabbed his face, and he says, and I like the fact that the producers played back the scene of the bus where it was basically all on Tony and not Camila. So as he's telling Bananas and Dario, of course, it's a complete lie. Banana says, I'm glad you had the willpower. We all know that's not true. By the time Tony does his interview, which of course is played back later, I think he's like really believing his own lie at that point. He says this could have been blown way out of proportion. It could be detrimental to his relationship if whatever would have happened. And of course, we all know it happened. So that was a lie once again. But I think he really believes it. I think he was so drunk and then he told himself that it was Camila that he believed that it was Camila by the time the interview. But of course, when he watches this back, he's like, oh shit, it was really me. All right, so Leroy is talking to Bananas. He says he's thinking who is strong enough to take whichever person out in elimination. And he was like, if I could, I'd take him out, then I would take her out. And Camila bombards in the room, drunk as hell, and she says, take who out? Basically implying that he's talking about her. And by the time they even say, like, who are you talking about? Bananas is confused, too. I don't even think they remember because he was saying in general, like, we would take the strongest out. Like, they're going to vote, take the strongest guy out, take the strongest girl out. Like, what is... Camila just want an argument. So Camila's basically, like, hopping around with her arms in Leroy's face, jumping up and down. And she goes, guess how many wins you've had? 0. You're a black motherfucking pussy. And I'm like... First off, you're like jumping around in his face. Like, that's like a violation of personal space, even though she didn't touch him. I wish one of the guys would well, no, they knew if, I guess they pushed her away from Leroy that she would just like go crazy because she does go crazy. But she was like, first off, before she even made that rude ass comment, she was way too close to his face and being extremely rude. And then she makes that comment, and then the thing that's crazy about it, like, she's being so rude and so mean, and Leroy is like one of the sweetest people in the house. And whether black, white, or Spanish, I don't think, there's no Asian people on this cast unless they're part Asian. But like, out of all of them, he is the nicest out of, I think, almost everybody in the house as far as guys are concerned. Like, he's so nice. So for her to be so rude and say that to him, it's like, it's just crazy. Also, it's like kind of awkward too, I feel like, because there's not that many black people on the challenge, and it's mainly white people, and so it's kind of like she's kind of singling him out as if like that's a negative trait or something, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't know, it was just like so weird and so random, because like most of the cast is white, there's like a few Spanish and then a couple of black, and the remainder is white. So for her to like say that, it kind of like makes it even more extreme, if you know what I mean. I don't know. It just seemed really, really bad. All right. Leroy says, you're going to be in tears on how you talk to me. Bananas, as Camila's getting, I guess, pushed out of or they're telling her to leave, or she's leaving, Bananas throws a pillow at Camila, and she's freaking out saying, who hit me? Who hit me? And then she hits Leroy with the damn pillow. And I'm like, oh my God, Leroy cannot get a break. That man was minding his business. He's been minding his business. He's so nice. He's so sweet. That's why I think we never get to see him that much when he's on these shows, is because he doesn't bring a lot of drama, because he's just a nice person. And he's basically getting attacked for nothing at all, for like a hypothetical situation he was talking about. So this is like absurd. Okay, so she throws the pillow at him and she yells at Leroy, you started talking to me like that, which of course we know is not true whatsoever. Camila's then outside yelling, it's all about black motherfuckers like that. I don't know what's all about anybody like that. I don't know. She doesn't even make any sense. She's falling over. She's screaming. She's got like the dumbbell weights in her hands. For one, they need to pull a Bad Girls Club move because it's the same production company. Why is she not on drink restriction? This is a competition show. This is not Bad Girls Club. Why are you acting a damn ass? Like, you need to get it under control. I feel like she should have been sent to a hotel immediately. Like, she was, I mean, maybe they were trying to get her in the van and she just wasn't packing her bag because she had time to go outside. She had time to go back in the room. Like, she was getting away with way too much. Leroy then says, I know what will happen tomorrow. She'll cry and apologize. And she can't just keep getting drunk and apologizing. Camila packs her bags. She drops her stuff and says, who's going to carry my bags? Either security or producer says, I will. She says, fuck you, suck my dick. So clearly, she is just angry at everybody. Like, no matter who would have been there, she was looking for a fight and she wanted to fight somebody because alcohol makes her angry. And she just like, okay, see, that's the reason that I don't drink anymore, is because my mouth can be crazy. And if somebody's rude to me, I will cuss them out. If somebody's rude to me when I'm sober, I can be like, no, hold on. Like, I would never be as calm as Leroy, but I stay pretty calm now, which is absolutely crazy because I never would have been this calm before. So let's see, Camila packs her bags. What am I saying? Oh, so clearly it's the alcohol because now you're screaming and yelling and being rude to producers and security or whoever you're talking to. You're just being rude all the way around. The next morning, Bananas is singing as they're like waiting for everybody to come in. He is so cute. He's singing for He's a Jolly Good Fellow as Leroy walks in, which was really, really cute. And Leroy says, anytime, he says, well, if any time a little white girl calls me a big black man, I would be rich. And I'm like, for one, she's not even white. Don't be trying to put her off in our category. She's a Latina, first off, but maybe he's just speaking in general. He says he feels bad for Camila because he knows that she isn't racist. Camila then comes home barefoot and she asks to talk to Tony. Yeah, which is kind of odd. Banana says Camila's biggest problem is making mistakes and not holding herself accountable. She should have talked to Leroy first. And I agree. I was kind of thinking she pulled Tony aside first to say, you know, what happened? What did I say to Leroy? As if maybe she didn't really understand. And then that she would go talk to Leroy immediately after that and say, you know, I'm sorry for doing this and I didn't mean it and blah, blah, blah. And I think you're a great person. Because that's one thing that kind of bothered me is like in interview, she kept saying like, oh, he's such a great person. And I hope he knows that I love him and I don't think those things about him. Because she was like really mean. She called him a piece of shit. She was like, he never wins. She was saying all kinds of mean stuff to him. Like, not even the black thing wasn't like, yeah, that's like her saying it in a negative context, which can be considered racist, but like she was calling him a piece of shit and like belittling him as a person and then trying to act like he started it, talking about you the one that talked to me like that first. Like all that combined is like extremely over the top disrespectful. So yeah, I thought it was really weird she didn't pull Leroy aside first too. Tony says you can't physically hurt them, so what you try to do is you try to cut them down with your words. She's crying, saying she wished that never happened, and she likes Leroy, and she doesn't think that. Clearly, the problem here is the alcohol. So this is what I was saying. In interview, she was saying how much she loved him, how much she cared for him, and all this other stuff, and he didn't deserve that. She never said that to him in the apology unless we didn't see it. So instead of her just saying, I should have never said that, I'm so sorry, whatever, and I don't accept you to accept my apology right now. I don't know why she didn't say. It would have made the apology way better if she was like, I think you're a really great person. You didn't deserve anything that I said. I really do respect you. I was drunk and I shouldn't have said what I said. Like, she said sorry, but she didn't say all the things that I feel like she should have said to make the apology a better apology, if that makes sense. Okay. So then TJ comes in and Leroy says, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but Camila, do you have anything to say about your actions last night? Banana says this shouldn't be used on reality TV or society in general, being racist comments. And yeah, that was like weird too because it's not like black is like a damn, what's it called? Like a put down. Like, so I don't know why that was in there. I could have understand like, you lazy motherfucker, you stupid motherfucker, you right? So like that makes sense because you're giving an adjective that's a negative trait, but for you to be like, you black motherfucker, like, are you saying that's a negative trait? Like, why did you even throw that in there? Like, that's the part that makes no sense to me. Like, you could have picked a better adjective that was a put down than the color of somebody's skin because the color of somebody's skin is not a put down. All right. Camila then says she's sorry and she's trying. Leroy says he accepts her apology and says she shouldn't have to say sorry on the challenge ever again, basically saying you should have learned your lesson. And in this situation, as Leroy has proven, calmness is power because he came out looking like the bigger person, because he is the bigger person, but you see how crazy she was. If he would have said or done any little thing, it would have been even worse. You know what I mean? If he barely would have done something to her, or if he would have, and he had all right to grab that pillow that she hit him with and hit her back with it. And who would have known? She would have said, you put your hands on me, and it would have like blown way out of proportion. So for him to be so calm, like that's like not an easy thing to do. Like that takes like a lot of skills. That's what takes willpower. And people think, oh, like popping off on somebody and being like, oh, you stupid bitch and blah, blah, blah. Like they think, oh, that's always like the strongest and whatever else. And, you know, my first season on TV, I had always done that. Like I'm quick to like, I don't let people talk to me a certain type of way. Like I'll cuss you out in a split second. Like you ain't talking to me like that. And I've learned to be calm and like not respond to it. Like, what's wrong with you? Okay. Like, You're being like, you know, like what Leroy did with Camila. So I really respect the fact that he did that, and I really like Leroy a whole lot more. And I've always liked Leroy, so this situation made me like him even more. And then the fact of he's not just saying, oh, Camila's a bad person. He even says, like, you know, she's going to regret it. I don't think she's racist. You know, she has an issue with alcohol, so he really knows, like, he's an all-around, well-rounded person. He realized what the issue is. Because I don't think she's racist either, but she let her alcohol in her mouth get the best of her. So what needs to be done is, like, she as a person, and I feel like she should have said this in her apology too, if she wanted to take full ownership, and she would have said, like, I understand all this comes from my drinking because I would never even consider saying this when I'm sober, which means I'm going to quit drinking or drink very, very little and monitor my drinking. That would have been a more respectful apology as well, because then we know she's actually trying. Her saying that she's trying and watch her probably get drunk on the next few episodes, then it's like, no, you're not really trying, because the problem's the alcohol and you're still drinking. Okay, so you need to quit drinking because clearly you can't control yourself. All right, TJ says racism is never okay. There's no excuse, not even when you're drunk. And I really wish TJ would have said, since you won, Camila, you're safe from elimination, but based on your actions last night, would you rather choose to put yourself in to show you deserve to be here and fight during elimination and basically save whoever else and not put anybody else up, and see what she would have chose? Yeah, basically see what she would have chose, to see if she would have not only owned up to her mistakes, apologized, and put herself up as a punishment for herself for what she did. I wish he would have said that, so we could have seen how she reacted. And then if he did say that, hopefully she'd have enough sense to put her own damn self up and either risk the chance of going home or fighting to stay, and then it would have made her apology seem a little better too. All right, so back in the redemption house, Anissa is happy with Corey on her horse and carriage. Marie's home alone. She says she's feeling like the third wheel. She's like, I'm here. Pay attention to me. I'm funny. Talk to me. Hello. Jordan then pulls, okay, so then we get to the percennial. Jordan pulls the double cross and he puts Hunter into elimination, of course. Bananas he says that he hopes that Hunter has to single-handedly take out his whole alliance, which of course he's put in a situation to do that, which is kind of funny. Plus, it's bad because whoever goes home is going to have to go against Corey, which means another best friend's going to have to go against Corey, which is sad. All right, then Jenna pulls a double cross, which she didn't want because she's like, I don't want to make any more enemies in this house. And she decides to put Brittany up because she's not going to put her friend Kayla up. And then, of course, she's not going to put, she said she wasn't going to put up Tori because she put up Tori last time, or Tori just went in last time. All right, so they're doing a challenge called the Rampage, and they have to push the opponent onto their color. It's Brittany versus Nicole. I think it was a good matchup because the girls are the exact same size. Like, Tori would have killed Nicole because physically she's way stronger. Brittany ends up winning, and Nicole goes home. We then see Hunter go against Nelson. So Hunter was, like, killing Nelson in the first round. No. Yes. Yeah, Hunter was killing Nelson in the first round, then got a second win, and he somehow won, which was absolutely crazy. No, that was Hunter. I wrote this backwards. Hunter was killing Nelson and then got a second win and won. Wait, Nelson was winning. Nelson was winning, and then Hunter somehow managed to beat him at last minute on the first round. Second round, Nelson wins. Tori says their friendship is literally torn apart by each other, which I don't think so. It's not like they're fighting dirty. I could understand their friendship would, like, somewhat fall apart if, like, the other one, like, elbowed the other one, the person in the face to, like, cheat and win. But they weren't fighting dirty, so I don't know why she said, oh, they're tearing their friendship apart, because I don't agree with that whatsoever. They're both competing. They're in a competition show. Neither one is, like, cheating or physically hurting each other, so, like, their friendship is good. They don't care. Nelson ends up winning. He says that he really respects Hunter, and he wants to grow up to be a man just like Hunter, and he's the most, I think he said, like, loyal, best guy he's ever met, all this other stuff. Maybe we don't see much of Hunter either because he's a good person. He doesn't really bring drama. But I feel like they're the same age, but maybe Hunter's way older than Nelson for him to say, like, I want to grow up to be just like him. I don't know. So next week, they are battling it out in the Redemption House. And, of course, Hunter and Corey have to go against each other once again. Like, dang, they can't get a break. That'd be crazy if Corey won since Hunter won the first time. So apparently there's, like, this big dead white rat head on a plate or something, and then everybody's throwing up. I don't know if they're eating, like, cooked rat. I don't know. It looks pretty disgusting. Um, but yeah, so this episode was not by far any sort of like relaxing, like watching this damn show. It was so stressful because of Camila. Like Camila made out with Tony, and then she's like calling Leroy rude, mean names. Like it was completely out of control. It was a stressful episode. Let me get to your questions. Oh, my dad called me. I gotta call him back. He hasn't had power in 2 days, and his power. I called his company today. It's not Georgia Power, it's EMC. They said it's gonna come on today or by Friday, which is a ridiculously long time. Okay, Jacked underscore Callie says, which male female are your favorite this season that's left? Least favorite male and female. Okay, my favorite. I always like Leroy, and I keep saying that Bananas is my favorite, but I completely forgot Leroy was on the damn show because I never show him because he's never any drama. But the way he acted in this episode, and his like him staying so calm and accepting the apology, and like really understanding what was going on, I feel like Leroy is my favorite. As far as female, no female really stood out this episode to me whatsoever, so I'm going to stick with Jenna since she's been my favorite. My least favorite male and female, of course, Camila is my least favorite female, and of course Tony, no, I'm not feeling him either, and he just cheated on his girl, and he tried to blame it on Camila, so he's my least favorite too. The two winners are my least favorite. They really are the two losers this episode. All right, fan following says, who do you feel like would be an alliance with you at all this point in the game? By the way, I'm a huge fan since he's on. Oh, thank you. I would like to be in alliance with Tori. She's strong. She's pretty straightforward. I feel like her personality is similar to mine, and I think I would want that to be my alliance. And what's really crazy is like one of this girl that like I like love. She's so sweet that I'm friends with right now. Her name's Tori. So for that to be Tori and Tori, I'll pick her as my alliance. Okay, I underscore am underscore Camacho underscore says, love you, Sarah, love you too. Do you think that Camila's racist comments came out of nowhere and believe that she's sorry? To be honest, when Camila does, go back. To be honest, when Camila does something wrong that can affect her in the challenge, she plays victim. I do feel like she's played victim a lot. I don't feel like she played victim in this situation. I do believe she's sorry, but I feel like she should have given a better apology and more whatever. I mean, maybe she was so ashamed that she just gave like an apology when Leroy pretty much asked, like, what do you feel about your actions? But I feel like she's sorry, and I know she's going to feel real stupid now, and she's definitely going to, like, feel the, like, burden of what she said from everybody who watched the show. Okay, Bad Girls Production says, do you think Camila really meant to make racist remarks? I honestly don't think she meant it, nor is she racist. Yeah, I don't think she's racist, and I don't think she meant it, like, in the sense of a negative connotation. I think she just, like, threw that in there just to be mean, like how she's always, you know what I mean, attacking with her words. So I think if she was yelling at a white guy, she would have been like, you stupid white motherfucker, you know what I mean? And if she was yelling at an Asian guy, I think she would have been like, you stupid Asian motherfucker. I think she's just rude, her mouth is out of control, and she just used that to, like, use it just to add to her cussing somebody out and belittling them. All right, and I cannot answer the phone right now. I'm going to have to call you right back. Okay, wait. All right, next is Bodaciously Billy. If you were on the challenge, who would you target and why? I would send Camila home because she's a crybaby. She wants too much damn attention, and then she made that rude comment, like, you need to quit drinking, you're annoying. Underscore Gabby13, how do you deal with situations that involve racism towards your friends or loved ones? Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like when anybody says anything rude to my friends and stuff. I don't know if y'all remember when Alicia called Shelly fat. Like, I flipped, especially because she already knew how it felt like to be picked on. But, like, you're not about to say anything to my friends, whether it's about race, religion, just them as a person. Like, no, I don't like people just cutting people down in the first place. Like, what is your problem? Like, go find something else to do. Okay, something about Larry says, oh, thank you for one. As far as the challenge, do you think Camila should become the house's target to make a statement about her comments about racism? Yeah, I do. Similar to what they did to Jordan for his instance, no comments. Yeah, I feel like everybody will start trying to put Camila up. And I think that they should. All right, let's see. Super Smexy Mexy says, if you're given the opportunity, would you do the challenge? I feel like this question comes up every week. I would love to do the challenge because I love challenge shows. All right, CBS is doing Celebrity Big Brother in America this winter. Oh, that's cool. Would you join if you were asked? Please say yes. You're my favorite break of all time. Thank you. And the fact that you're doing an American version is good to be able to travel outside the country. Oh, this is by Grok is Best. I don't think you said their name. If you can, send me the info for it. I don't know if you have to be submitted or what. I'll contact my agent to ask her to submit me for it. But yeah, I love Celebrity Big Brother. I don't like the fact that you have no telephone at all. All right, Audrey.Turner12 says, who is your favorite to least on the challenge? I kind of answered that earlier. And last question. No, two more questions. Okay. Justin Valor says, looking at the Redemption House right now, who do you think has the best chance of getting back in the game? Anissa for sure for the girls. It's going to be Hunter and Corey. I really hope Corey comes back because I don't know. I just like Corey. He adds drama. And last question is True_Hearted. How do you feel about Leroy when he was speaking about Camila and when Camila confronts him about it and he couldn't own up to his part? He started it? What? Did you not watch the episode? He didn't start it. He didn't start it at all. She came in on the conversation not knowing what he was talking about. He said he would put the strongest up because he doesn't want to go to a final with all the strongest people. So he wants to get rid of stronger people. He says, vote him in, vote her in. And she was basically like, who is her? Who is her? Who is she? Thinking it was her. It had nothing to do with her. So no, Leroy didn't start anything and he was calm the entire time. So I don't know if you watched the same episode I watched because I don't think Leroy did anything wrong and he handled it way better than I've seen anybody handle a situation like that. Yeah, no, Camila was way out of line. That was crazy. All right, so I'm going to show you what I have in my hair today. So you see how it looks kind of like oily, greasy, whatever. This stuff called castor oil, 100% organic castor oil. I bought this on Amazon. It wasn't that expensive, but this makes your hair grow. It's good for your hair. So sometimes before I wash my hair, because I only wash my hair 2-3 times a week because it's not good to wash your hair all the time. It dries out. So I put this oil on my scalp and I like massage it into my scalp. So this somehow or another helps your hair to grow and makes it healthier. I put a little bit down at the bottom, but mainly on the top of my head. So if you want to try a good product, I feel like this is good. It's not necessarily you need to buy this brand. I just picked a random brand that had good reviews on Amazon. That was a decent price, so I really, really like that stuff. And yeah, I am going to go. I love you guys. I'm sleepy. I gotta do my fingernails because they are clear, short, and they need to be done. I don't know if I'm gonna do pink or if I'm gonna do a natural color again because I've been doing natural short for a while now. So we will see. Love you guys. Bye.